How many times have you been startled awake in the middle of the night by a dull ache in your lower back, had to grope your way to the bathroom, then noticed your urine was darker than usual? These small signs are not just the natural decline of aging, they may be emergency signals from your kidneys. According to the latest statistics from the World Health Organization, 3 out of every 10 people over 60 are silently losing kidney filtration function without knowing it, until their creatinine levels spike or a doctor mentions the words dialysis. The good news is that the path to kidney failure is not predetermined. It's largely shaped by your daily dietary and lifestyle choices. Working with elderly patients over the years has taught me a truth. Diuretics, antibiotics, even dialysis are just firefighting. The real key to long-term kidney protection lies right in your kitchen. Specifically, there are 7 food groups that can cleanse, fight inflammation, and restore kidney filtration without being expensive. In today's video, I'll show you why water is the cheapest medicine, how to use cranberries to stop recurring urinary tract infections, and I'll answer the question of why half a lemon in the morning can dissolve kidney stone seeds. Along with 4 other affordable ingredients, from sweet potatoes that balance sodium and potassium to beets that boost circulation, all with safe dosage instructions for those over 60. If you want to wake up with a lighter back, stop worrying about nighttime urination, and keep your creatinine levels stable well into old age, watch until the end, take notes, and apply it in your very next meal. So what is the cry for help behind the dull back pain and dark urine I mentioned at the beginning of the video? To answer that, we need to understand exactly what the kidneys do and why this quiet organ weakens so quickly after the age of 60. The kidneys are 2 small masses located next to the spine at the waist level, silently filtering about 180 liters of blood each day. This filter separates waste, urea, creatinine, uric acid, into urine while retaining water, minerals, and proteins the body needs. The kidneys also regulate blood pressure by deciding whether to retain or excrete salt and water. At the same time, they balance electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and calcium to keep the heart beating steadily and muscles contracting properly. Another lesser-known task is producing the hormone erythropoietin, which stimulates the bone marrow to produce red blood cells so that blood can carry enough oxygen to all organs. When the kidneys are healthy, blood pressure is stable, the skin looks rosy, and the mind stays alert. But after turning 60, many factors simultaneously erode this function. First, the blood vessels supplying the kidneys gradually narrow and harden, reducing blood flow to the glomeruli, which slows down the filtration rate. Second, chronic high blood pressure, even just 140/90 mmHg, creates constant pressure, causing the filter pores to widen, allowing protein to leak into the urine and triggering kidney inflammation. Third, a sodium-rich diet from cured meats, canned foods, and fish sauce, combined with insufficient water intake, causes the body to retain fluids, further spiking blood pressure and forcing the kidneys to work harder. Fourth, long-term use of NSAID painkillers or diabetes medications can constrict kidney blood vessels and directly damage the renal tubular cells. Lastly, a sedentary lifestyle slows circulation, raises blood sugar and lipids, and contributes to the destruction of microvessels in kidney tissue. What's concerning is that the kidneys almost never cause pain, only when you notice leg swelling, frequent nighttime urination, fatigue, and anemia. Are these signs that damage is already severe and not fully reversible? Therefore, after age 60, take preventive measures. Keep blood pressure below 132/80 mmHg. Limit salt to about 1,500 milligrams per day, approximately 1 teaspoon. Drink 1.5 to 2 liters of plain water if your heart is healthy. Walk or do light exercise for at least 30 minutes daily. And test for urinary microalbumin and kidney function annually. Early detection allows for medication adjustments, salt reduction, increased water intake, and preservation of remaining kidney function, avoiding the need for dialysis when it's too late. After understanding why kidney function silently declines after age 60, the next question is likely, which food should I start with to take care of my kidneys? The simplest answer is water, something many people overlook, yet it directly determines the lifespan of the body's filtration system. Water makes up 70–80% of the kidney's structure and serves as the medium for dissolving all waste substances like urea, creatinine, and uric acid so they can be smoothly excreted. When the body is dehydrated by just 1–2%, the glomerular filtration rate, eGFR, visibly decreases, meaning the filter runs slower and waste builds up. At that point, urine becomes concentrated, and crystals of oxalate, calcium, or uric acid can easily form stones. These stones rub against kidney tissue, causing inflammation and blockage, rapidly deteriorating kidney function. An analysis in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology in 2016 showed that people who drank more than 2 liters of water per day halved their risk of recurring kidney stones. In contrast, those who drank less than 1 liter saw their eGFR decline 17% faster in just 5 years. A simple formula to remember is 30 to 35 milliliters of water per kilogram of body weight. A 60-kilogram person needs approximately 1.8 to 2.1 liters per day, increasing in hot weather, during exercise, or when taking diuretics, and decreasing if advised by a doctor due to heart failure or end-stage kidney disease. Signs of dehydration are not hard to recognize: dark yellow urine, strong odor, urinating less than 3 times a day. Also, dizziness when standing up, dry mouth, or prolonged constipation. Older adults are more prone to chronic dehydration due to reduced thirst sensation. Many assume not thirsty means sufficient, so they drink only a few sips all day. Over time, this habit causes the kidneys to work dry, filtering slowly and leading to fibrosis. To prevent this, the best method is to divide the water intake into 6 to 8 cups evenly throughout the day, prioritizing plain water or lightly mineralized water. You may alternate with salt-free vegetable broth to replenish both fluids and natural potassium. Avoid sugary drinks, energy drinks, strong tea, and coffee, as the latter 3 contain caffeine that mildly promotes urination and further dehydration. When drinking, avoid consuming large amounts at night to prevent nighttime urination. Start the day with a large 250 milliliter glass, then sip small amounts each hour. Those who sweat a lot during exercise should carry a 500 milliliter bottle and rehydrate within 15 to 20 minutes of physical activity. If you have trouble remembering to drink, place a 2-liter bottle on your table and mark lines for 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., and 8 p.m. When the water level reaches each mark, you've met your hydration goal. Another tip is to add a few slices of lemon or mint leaves to make the water more palatable without adding sugar. For older adults who need to limit sodium, read mineral water labels carefully. Choose types with less than 50 milligrams of sodium per liter. In cases where the doctor advises fluid restriction due to heart failure, the quota includes broth, milk, and juicy fruits. In that case, keep a journal to avoid exceeding the limit. However, the majority of healthy older adults with stable blood pressure benefit from maintaining pale-colored urine. In summary, before thinking of any expensive kidney-boosting food, ensure that a simple glass of water is consumed in the right amount and at the right time. This one habit significantly reduces the risk of stones, protects blood filtration rates, and helps all cells in the body receive oxygen and nutrients on time. For those aged 60 and up, maintaining 6 to 8 cups of clean water daily is the cheapest and most effective way to lubricate the kidneys. Maintain stable energy, reduce fatigue, and support the skin, joints, and memory. Once you master your water intake, the next kidney-healthy foods on the list will deliver their full benefits. After replenishing enough water to cool down and help the kidneys filter smoothly, the next step is to build a shield against bacteria, a task that cranberries fulfill very effectively, especially for older adults who frequently suffer from recurrent urinary tract infections. Cranberries contain a group of active compounds called proanthocyanidins. Instead of directly killing bacteria, these small molecules coat the mucosal surface of the urethra and bladder, making it difficult for E. coli, the culprit in most urinary tract infections, to adhere. When unable to attach, the bacteria are flushed out with the urine stream, significantly reducing the risk of recurrent bladder infections that may spread to the kidneys. At the same time, the fruit is rich in vitamin C and anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammation and neutralize free radicals generated during blood filtration, thereby lowering oxidative stress on kidney cells. Thanks to this dual mechanism, anti-adhesion plus anti-inflammation, Cranberries are recommended by many urological associations for older adults, postmenopausal women, and patients who require regular urinary catheterization. The key point is that not all cranberry products are the same. Fresh or unsweetened dried cranberries retain the highest levels of proanthocyanidins, nearly 140 milligrams per 100 grams, with the structure almost intact, thus providing clear anti-inflammatory benefits. 100% pure juice still contains active compounds, but only about half as much, since juicing removes most of the fiber and peel, where polyphenols are concentrated. The most misleading products are widely sold bottles of cranberry-flavored beverages. Most are made from water, high fructose corn syrup, and only a small amount of extract for aroma, with very low proanthocyanidin content. Consuming too much may raise blood sugar and liver fat. A simple comparison chart is as follows. Fresh or dried cranberries, high active compounds, no sugar, good medicinal value. Pure juice, moderate active compounds, little or no added sugar, moderate effectiveness. Flavored drinks, low active compounds, high sugar, not recommended. The recommended dose is quite easy to remember. For fresh fruit, only 20 to 30 grams, about a small handful per serving, 2 to 3 times a week, is sufficient. The tart taste of fresh berries may be hard to eat directly. You can mix them into unsweetened yogurt, blend them into a strawberry smoothie, or add to a morning oatmeal bowl. Unsweetened dried cranberries are also convenient to carry as a snack. Sprinkle on salads, mix with walnuts for an omega-3 rich snack mix. Those who dislike the sour taste or must closely monitor blood sugar can opt for standardized extract capsules labeled Pack 36 milligrams. The typical dose is 1 to 2 capsules daily, taken with a glass of water. Use consistently for 8 to 12 weeks to clearly reduce urinary tract infection frequency. Although effective, cranberries are not for everyone. Those who have had oxalate kidney stones should be cautious, as the fruit contains natural oxalates that may raise the risk of recurrence if water intake is insufficient. Individuals with stomach ulcers should also avoid eating them on an empty stomach because their high acidity may irritate the lining. And although cranberries help prevent infections, if symptoms like fever, burning urination, cloudy urine, or back pain appear, seek medical care immediately for proper antibiotics. Taking sour berries alone is not enough to control severe infections. Thus, after the hydration step, cranberry is a cheap and safe weapon to help reduce reliance on antibiotics, especially for older adults with a history of bladder infections or catheter use. Choosing fresh or unsweetened dried berries, consuming a moderate amount with water, will maximize the effect without raising blood sugar. When combined with 3 or 4 other kidney-supporting foods on the list, you will build a comprehensive barrier to protect the kidneys, maintain stable blood filtration, and prevent serious complications in the future. After building the antibacterial barrier with cranberries, the next step is to clear the way for the kidneys to function more smoothly using a common kitchen ingredient, lemon water. Natural lemon juice is very rich in citrate, an organic salt capable of binding to calcium in urine, preventing it from combining with oxalate to form stones. When citrate is present in sufficient amounts, small crystals have difficulty sticking together. At the same time, the urine pH slightly increases, making the environment less acidic and less favorable for new stones to form. Drinking lemon water also gently stimulates the urinary tract, helping increase urine volume and flush out tiny mineral debris before they have a chance to crystallize. In clinical practice, urologists call this the lemonade therapy, which has been used for years on patients with recurrent stones. Meta-analyses show that drinking diluted lemon water daily can reduce the risk of stone recurrence by up to 50% compared to drinking plain water alone, without causing side effects like potassium imbalance associated with synthetic citrate medications. The method is very simple. Squeeze half to 1 lemon, about 30 to 50 milliliters of juice, into 250 milliliters of warm water and drink it immediately after waking up, while the stomach is still empty. Warm water slightly opens the stomach, allowing citrate to absorb quickly, while also supporting the liver and gallbladder in expelling stagnant bile after a night's rest, indirectly reducing the detoxification burden on the kidneys. Sugar should not be added as it will increase calories and blood sugar. Those without high blood pressure may add a small pinch of sea salt to balance the sourness and provide a bit of natural sodium and magnesium. For beginners, start with a diluted mixture to allow the stomach to adjust, then gradually increase to 1 lemon each morning. Do not drink it throughout the day, as too much acid can irritate the stomach or erode tooth enamel. Some cases should avoid lemon water. People with stomach ulcers, severe acid reflux, or weak enamel who feel sensitivity when consuming sour foods. If taking antacids, lemon water should be consumed at least 30 minutes apart to avoid interfering with the medication's effect. Important: choose fresh lemons with green skin. Wash thoroughly before juicing. Do not use bottled lemon juice or instant powder, as they often contain synthetic citric acid, artificial flavorings, and preservatives, which do not provide the natural benefits of citrate and may even increase the kidney's burden of filtering chemicals. To achieve optimal effectiveness, consider lemon water as the starting point of your daily hydration routine. After the warm lemon drink in the morning, continue evenly distributing your water intake throughout the day to maintain pale-colored urine. When combined with cranberries during snack time and ensuring total fluid intake follows the formula of 30 to 35 milliliters per kg of body weight, you both prevent bacterial adhesion and reduce the recurrence of kidney stones. Lemon water is not a magic potion, but a natural, inexpensive, low-risk solution, especially suitable for older adults who want to manage small stones under 5 millimeters or prevent new ones without relying on chemical medications. After just 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use, most patients report clearer urine, reduced back pressure, and more regular urination habits. The key is daily consistency, as citrate only protects the kidneys when continuously present in the urine stream. After using lemon water to prevent stones, you still need a daily source of nutrition to help maintain stable blood pressure and reduce the burden on your kidneys. The secret lies in the very familiar sweet potato. Sweet potatoes contain a high amount of natural potassium, with each medium-sized tuber, about 100 grams, providing around 350 to 400 milligrams. Potassium acts as a counterbalance to sodium. Once in the bloodstream, it stimulates the kidneys to excrete more sodium along with water, thereby gently lowering blood pressure and reducing tension in the vessel walls. For older adults who often eat salty foods or take anti-inflammatory drugs that tend to cause water retention, adding 1 sweet potato to lunch or a mid-afternoon meal is a simple way to balance electrolytes. In addition, sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, which functions as an antioxidant, reducing inflammation in the vascular endothelium. This process indirectly protects the glomeruli from damage caused by prolonged oxidative stress. The soluble fiber in sweet potatoes, especially pectin, helps bind part of the cholesterol and bile acids in the intestines, reducing the cholesterol load on the liver and, in turn, easing the kidney's task of filtering blood lipids. Compared to refined starches like white rice or white bread, refined starches quickly convert to sugar, causing an insulin spike, and high insulin levels retain salt and water, increasing filtration pressure on the kidneys. In contrast, steamed or baked sweet potatoes with the skin release sugar slowly do not cause insulin spikes, and their added potassium helps keep post-meal blood pressure stable. Seniors can consume 1 to 2 small sweet potatoes daily, equivalent to 100 to 150 grams, depending on blood sugar control goals and total starch intake. It's best to wash the skin thoroughly, then steam or bake the potato. This retains all vitamins and avoids added unhealthy fats. Avoid frying, caramelizing with sugar, or salting, as these increase sodium and calorie content. Soft-baked sweet potatoes can be paired with a sprinkle of cinnamon or unsweetened yogurt to enhance flavor without affecting glycemic index. Patients with stage 4 to 5 chronic kidney disease should consult their doctor first, as the kidneys at this stage have a reduced ability to excrete potassium. If the doctor recommends limiting potassium, intake can be reduced, or the potatoes can be cut into pieces and soaked in warm water for 2 to 3 hours. Then the water discarded before steaming to lower the potassium content. Most older adults with normal or mildly impaired kidney function, eGFR over 30 milliliters per min, can benefit from the moderate potassium in sweet potatoes, as long as they do not consume high-sodium foods in the same meal. to incorporate sweet potatoes into the diet without getting bored. In the morning, you can replace half a bowl of rice with a steamed sweet potato and a boiled egg. At lunch or in the afternoon, baked sweet potato with a light spread of almond butter makes a filling snack. At dinner, a bowl of low-sodium chicken soup with mashed sweet potatoes keeps the stomach warm without being too high in protein. For strict blood sugar control, prioritize boiled sweet potatoes for a lower glycemic index than baked, and pair with fiber-rich greens to slow sugar absorption. In short, sweet potatoes are an inexpensive, easy-to-find food that provides potassium, beta-carotene, and fiber essential for people over 60 looking to protect their kidneys and blood pressure. Combined with the habits of drinking enough water, using cranberries to prevent urinary tract infections, and lemon water to reduce stones, adding steamed or baked sweet potatoes with the skin each day completes the trio of kidney care, reducing sodium, limiting inflammation, and maintaining stable filtration pressure. Just by consistently swapping white rice for sweet potatoes a few meals a week, you help your kidneys work more efficiently and support lasting cardiovascular function as you age. After adding sweet potatoes to stabilize blood pressure and reduce sodium load, the next step in the kidney protection menu is a familiar kitchen spice. A few slices of fresh ginger each day can help the kidneys filter blood more efficiently without the need for additional medication. Ginger contains the active compound gingerol, which has been proven to have strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It suppresses the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines such as TNF-α and IL-6, substances that cause glomerular inflammation and lead to kidney tissue fibrosis when present over a long period. In addition, ginger has a mild vasodilating effect, helping to increase blood flow to the kidneys. More blood passing through the filter means waste is expelled faster, reducing the risk of urea and creatinine buildup. In the digestive tract, ginger stimulates pancreatic enzymes, reduces gas and bloating, allowing food to digest more cleanly, which means fewer fermentation toxins are produced, thus lowering the detoxification burden on the liver and kidneys. Another little-known benefit, ginger partially inhibits the enzyme oxalate oxidase, a link related to the formation of oxalate stones. It also makes the urine slightly more alkaline, thereby limiting the precipitation of uric acid and calcium oxalate crystals. To obtain these benefits, older adults only need a very small amount. In the morning after drinking lemon water or right after a main meal, drop 1 to 2 slices of ginger, about 2 millimeters thick, into a 200 milliliters cup of warm water. Wait 5 to 10 minutes, then sip slowly. Those with sensitive stomachs may add a few drops of honey, but should avoid refined sugar to prevent blood sugar spikes. If lunch is high in protein, a small cup of ginger tea afterward also helps the stomach digest faster and prevents evening bloating. Standardized ginger extract capsules are available on the market with a typical dose of 250 to 500 milligrams. Take as directed by the manufacturer, usually 1 capsule after meals, suitable for those who dislike the spicy taste. However, the total amount of fresh ginger per day should not exceed 4 grams to avoid mucosal irritation. Those taking anticoagulants, blood pressure medications, or long-term aspirin should consult a doctor before taking high doses, as ginger also has a mild blood-thinning effect. During high fever with dehydration, severe diarrhea, or acute gastritis, doctors recommend temporarily stopping ginger as it may further irritate the stomach. Simple tips for selection and storage. Choose ginger roots with firm skin, no mold, and no bruises. Lightly scrape or wash thoroughly, then slice and use immediately, or store in the freezer and break off a piece when needed. You can mince ginger into low-sodium vegetable soup or sprinkle it over mashed sweet potatoes at snack time to enhance flavor and support digestion. Thanks to its warming, spicy flavor, ginger also helps keep hands and feet warm, reducing cold numbness caused by poor circulation, a common issue in older adults. Summary of benefits. Ginger helps increase kidney filtration rate, reduces inflammation, indirectly lowers the risk of stones, improves digestion, and lowers cholesterol thanks to soluble fiber when combined with other foods. When used in the proper dose, ginger becomes a natural auxiliary filter, enhancing the effectiveness of previous measures, such as drinking enough water, consuming cranberries, having morning lemon water, and adding sweet potatoes to the diet. By consistently including warm ginger daily, older adults will feel lighter in the abdomen, urinate more easily, experience less foot swelling, and feel warmer and more energetic during the cold season. If ginger plays the role of a secondary filter that increases blood flow to the kidneys, then garlic is the bodyguard standing guard around the cells, preventing silent inflammation and bad fats from attacking this vital filter. When a garlic clove is crushed, the enzyme alliinase activates alliin into allicin, a sulfur compound with strong anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antioxidant properties. Allicin helps inhibit lipid peroxidation reactions, thereby reducing damage to kidney cell membranes caused by free radicals generated daily during blood filtration. Systemically, garlic also lowers total cholesterol and LDL and slightly reduces blood pressure. These two effects lessen the burden on the small blood vessels supplying the glomeruli, limiting microvascular sclerosis, a cause of chronic kidney disease in older adults with long-standing hypertension or dyslipidemia. For people with type 2 diabetes, regular garlic supplementation has been observed to slightly improve glomerular filtration rate, eGFR, helping to slow the progression of diabetic kidney disease. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry in 2013 also showed that black garlic extract, a product of garlic fermented at low temperature over several weeks, significantly reduced inflammation and oxidative stress markers in the kidney tissues of toxin-induced mice, thanks to its stable content of S-allylcysteine and its gentler effect on the stomach compared to raw garlic. Each form of garlic has its own advantages and disadvantages. Raw fresh garlic retains the highest allicin content, but has a pungent smell and can cause stomach discomfort. Fermented black garlic has a sweet taste, mild smell, and stable antioxidant activity, but is expensive. Standardized garlic extract capsules are convenient, with clear dosages, typically 300 to 600 milligrams per day, but require selecting products with clearly listed amounts of allicin or S-allylcysteine. With fresh garlic, the key lies in preparation. Mince or crush and let sit for about 10 minutes to allow full enzyme activation of allicin. Then mix into boiled vegetables, plain porridge, low-sodium soup, or steamed fish. The recommended amount for older adults is 1 to 2 cloves per day, about 4 to 6 gr. Enough to gain cardiovascular and renal benefits without causing a strong body odor. For those who struggle to eat it raw, garlic can be gently sautéed over low heat for 20 to 30 seconds before adding to dishes. Avoid burning it, as that destroys the active compounds. Some important notes: garlic has a mild blood-thinning effect, so people taking aspirin, warfarin, or other anticoagulants should consult their doctor before consuming high doses. Garlic can also lower blood sugar, so those taking diabetes medication must monitor glucose levels and adjust their dosage. Avoid eating garlic on an empty stomach if you have gastric ulcers or severe acid reflux. Do not exceed 4 grams of raw garlic per day to avoid mucosal irritation. For black garlic, 1 to 2 cloves per day, 5 to 10 grams are sufficient. Avoid buying overly wet or oddly smelling varieties, as they may be spoiled. When incorporating garlic into the diet, pair it with ginger. Drink lemon water in the morning, add ginger slices to tea during the main meal, and sprinkle minced garlic into low-oil soup or sautéed vegetables afterward. This cycle forms a 3-layer defense, mildly alkalizing the urine, increasing kidney blood flow, and reducing inflammation. After a few weeks of consistency, many older adults notice more stable blood pressure, less bloating, and improved blood lipid test results. Most importantly, garlic is an inexpensive, easy-to-find, easy-to-store spice. Keep it in a dry, well-ventilated place and chop only what is needed each time. By taking advantage of this natural bodyguard, along with water, cranberry, lemon, sweet potato, and ginger, we gradually build a 360-degree shield around the kidney filter, helping this silent organ endure for many more years. After having the bodyguard garlic to protect the kidneys against inflammation, the final piece to boost filtration power is beetroot, the familiar red-purple root that is often overlooked on the dining tables of many elderly households. Beetroot contains a very high amount of natural nitrates. When eaten or consumed as juice, beneficial bacteria in the oral cavity and enzymes in the stomach convert nitrate into nitric oxide, NO. NO is a molecule that dilates blood vessels, allowing blood to circulate more easily. When the blood vessels supplying the kidneys dilate, the amount of blood passing through the glomeruli increases. The filtration rate, eGFR, improves, meaning toxins such as uric acid and creatinine are eliminated faster. Besides nitrate, beetroot is also rich in betalains, polyphenols, and vitamin C, 3 groups of antioxidants that help neutralize free radicals, reduce silent inflammatory reactions, and limit kidney tissue fibrosis over time. As a result, the kidneys are both pumped with cleaner blood and experience less damage from oxidative stress, 2 fundamental factors for maintaining sustainable function after age 60. In the urinary system, beetroot juice acts mildly like a natural cleanser. The amount of urine increases and becomes more diluted, making it harder for small calcium and uric acid crystals to deposit into stones. Some small studies have recorded that after 4 weeks of drinking 120 milliliters of beetroot juice daily, blood uric acid levels decreased slightly and urinary excretion of uric acid increased. Though more large-scale studies are needed, this result suggests a clear benefit for elderly individuals at risk of gout or mild kidney impairment. At the same time, thanks to no mildly lowering peripheral vascular resistance, systolic blood pressure may drop by 3 to 6 mmHg, just enough to reduce the pressure on kidney vessels without causing dizziness from hypotension. Since stable blood pressure is the key for glomeruli not to be overworked during filtration, this effect of beetroot has long-term preventive significance. However, beetroot has a downside. It contains a fairly high level of oxalate. People who have had oxalate stones or been diagnosed with oxalate metabolism disorders should limit intake. A simple tip to reduce oxalate by 10 to 15% is to briefly boil unpeeled beets for 3 to 5 minutes, discard the first batch of water, then continue steaming or juicing. This method does not significantly lose nitrate content because nitrates dissolve very little at short boiling times. Additionally, it is advisable to drink 200 to 300 milliliters of water after consuming beetroot juice to dilute remaining oxalates and support kidney excretion. Regarding dosage, healthy older adults can start with 100 to 150 milliliters of diluted beetroot juice at a time, once per day at most, preferably in the morning or at lunch to avoid late-night wakefulness due to indigestion. If unaccustomed to the earthy flavor, it can be blended with 50 milliliters of warm lemon water, as instructed in the previous section, or half an apple to soften the taste without adding refined sugar. For cooked beets, steaming or boiling whole and slicing to pair with salad 2 to 3 times a week is sufficient. Avoid eating them raw entirely if the stomach is weak. Cooking breaks down cellulose fibers, making them easier to digest and reducing the risk of bloating. When selecting beets, choose firm ones with smooth skin, free of bruises. Trim off any remaining tops as they may accumulate excessive nitrates. A small note: urine and stool may turn pink after consuming a lot of beetroot. This is a harmless phenomenon called beeturia, and drinking more water will return things to normal. If taking blood pressure medications or vasodilators, monitor blood pressure for a few days to ensure it does not drop too much. People with end-stage chronic kidney disease should consult their doctor before adding beetroot due to the need for strict potassium and oxalate control. Combined with the previously mentioned foods, adequate water intake, cranberry for infection prevention, lemon water for stone reduction, sweet potato for sodium-potassium balance, ginger for circulation, and garlic for inflammation, beetroot plays the role of a blood booster, helping the kidneys receive enough oxygen, thoroughly filter waste, and maintain smooth blood pressure. Just a few fresh beetroot juice servings per week or 2 side meals with boiled beetroot can complete the 7 Shields menu for the kidneys, contributing to increased longevity and preserving a proactive quality of life for older adults. The last thing I want to emphasize, and also something many people often overlook, is don't rush to buy kidney detox supplements or widely advertised detox teas. Most detox kidney pills sold online in the US have not been evaluated by the FDA. High levels of minerals or diuretic herbs can easily cause dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, and even acute kidney failure. Sustainable results come from fresh foods and a scientific lifestyle. Drinking enough water, limiting salt to under 500 milligrams per day, controlling blood pressure, exercising at least 30 minutes, and incorporating the 7 foods I just shared. Even seemingly healthy habits like consuming too much whey powder or drinking herbal diuretic tea without prescription can overwork the kidneys. I still remember Mr. George Miller, 72 years old from Ohio, who was hospitalized with a creatinine level of 2.0 milligrams per liter and was advised to prepare for dialysis. His family requested to try a lifestyle intervention for 6 months, reducing red meat, cutting out online purchased diuretic tea, maintaining 2 liters of water daily, starting each morning with half a lemon in 250 milliliters of warm water, eating cranberries 3 times a week, replacing 1/3 of rice with steamed sweet potatoes, adding ginger tea in the afternoon, and 2 cloves of minced garlic to dinner. After 6 months at his follow-up, his creatinine dropped to 1.6 milligrams per, blood pressure returned to 124/80, leg swelling disappeared, and he slept soundly through the night. Mr. George's story reminds us that kidney care does not rely on expensive drugs, but lies in the kindness we show to each food, each sip of water every day. If you found this video helpful, type "I choose to protect my kidneys" in the comments to commit to action. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, or click the link in the description to get your personal consultation schedule and 14-day water intake tracker. Start with tomorrow morning's breakfast. Your kidneys will thank you for years to come.